Press. About 2 months ago at General Motors' Flint assembly plant, UAW Local 598 shop chairman Eric Welter realized something wasn't right. Each week, Welter needed about 100 temporary employees to fill in various shifts for the 5,110 hourly workers at the plant, which his local represents. Yet the staffing agency that GM used to recruit people was sending him only 22 to 25 people a week. When he asked what's going on, they told him they did not have any candidates in the pool to send him, he said. All of a sudden it became an issue, Welter said. So we started going through measures to get GM involved and get GM headquarters people focused on it. After all, you can pull parts with microchips out of your pocket for us. So let's see if you can do that with people too. Welter was referring to the global shortage of semiconductor chips. GM's supply team has managed to keep Flint running without interruption by funneling chips from other areas to Flint, where GM builds its highly profitable and in-demand heavy-duty Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra pickups. It's crucial that GM keeps those assembly lines rolling, and it needs people as well as parts to do so. That is why GM wants to hire 450 part-time temporary employees at Flint and another 275 at its light-duty pickup plant, Fort Wayne Assembly, in Indiana. But, like most employers in today's competitive, employee-driven market, GM is struggling to attract people to the jobs that pay $16.67 an hour and carry the promise of healthcare, paid holidays, and the possibility of becoming permanently full-time someday. Welter, and the shop chairman at GM's Fort Wayne assembly plant, Rich Letourneau, believe GM would get more job applicants if it stopped testing for marijuana use. Earlier this month, Amazon said it will do just that. Also, Welter suggests GM raise the entry-level pay to more than $17 an hour. They're ideas GM leaders are considering. That's an issue that is being discussed internally, said GM spokesman Dan Flores, who declined to comment further on the topic. For now, the automaker's recruiters hope increased awareness that there are job openings at GM will do the trick. GM is hosting job fairs and promoting openings on social media, Flores said. 2 weeks ago, for example, GM conducted a job fair in Fort Wayne. It brought in 60 applicants, Flores said. Those applicants are currently going through the hiring process. But 60 is not even close to the 275 the plant needs, just to keep running, said Letourneau, shop chairman for UAW Local 2209, which represents the nearly 4,000 hourly workers at Fort Wayne. We're looking to hire temps like crazy, we just can't get them, Letourneau said. Nobody wants to come to work here. Next week, GM will conduct a job fair at Flint Assembly, Flores said. The fair runs 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Thursday at GM Factory 1 in Flint, Flores said. Our truck plants have been running around the clock for months because the demand has been so high, he said. These are seasonal temporary employees that allow people to go on vacation and take time off while keeping the production schedule going. Flores said hiring has been more challenging than usual because the COVID-19 pandemic has had an impact on available manpower to fill job openings. So GM is looking at creative ways to attract workers, including social media campaigns. Flores said an applicant has to be flexible to work a variety of shifts. But the job pays $16.67 an hour and includes the following. After 90 days, the employee is eligible for full paid health care and holiday pay. After 120 days, the employee is eligible for 40 hours of time off, 16 of which are paid, in the calendar year. After 1 year, the employee is eligible for 64 hours of time off, 40 hours of that is paid, in the calendar year. Temporary employees are converted to permanent after 2 years with the last 12 months spent as a full-time temp. If they are laid off for less than 30 days, their service is continued upon their return. GM will conduct interviews and do drug testing on site at the job fairs, Flores said. The drug testing, specifically for marijuana, concerns Welter, who said it scares off potentially good hires. Marijuana is currently legal in 16 states, including Michigan, as well as in Washington, D.C. Medical marijuana is legal in 36 states. When you have a line of people waiting for a job, then it's okay to test for it, Welter said. But if you don't have enough candidates, testing for marijuana might turn people off from applying. The pot testing is done on hair specimens and it can trace pot use back for weeks, Welter said. For younger job applicants, when they learn of the test, they don't show up to the interview, he said. You've got this candidate pool that know they can smoke marijuana in the evening rather than having a drink, Welter said. It's kind of silly to lose good workers. Marijuana doesn't create the problems that opioids, cocaine, and other drugs do. In Indiana, Letourneau said marijuana remains illegal. But he still thinks GM should stop testing for it, saying, "It's not GM's responsibility to police every state. Because we're not going to get people in here because of it." Beyond drug testing, Welter said there are other challenges to hiring in today's market where labor is at a premium. The $16.67 starting wage is in the union's national agreement, but perhaps GM should approach the union and ask to boost it, he said. Letourneau agreed, saying, "What really needs to happen is lift that $16.67 cap and hire them in at $18. Pizza Hut is paying $20 an hour to deliver pizza here. I don't know if those other places have to pay for health care though, which brings the hourly pay down." When asked about the idea of GM raising the starting wage for temps, UAW spokesman Brian Rothenberg said in an email, "As we always do within the UAW on contractual issues, we will have discussions with the local union." But at other plants in the Fort Wayne area, Letourneau said, they are hiring workers as permanent and skipping the temporary progression. GM can do that too under the national agreement, without going through the progression of temporary first, Letourneau said. Nobody wants to be a temp for 2 years. Not only is hiring hard, retention is too, Welter said, noting some temps will quit if they have to work an undesirable shift or the job is harder than they expected. They think, "I'll go to FedEx and run the forklift there and make $17 an hour," Welter said. You have to start treating people right, improving your compensation and doing something different to attract employees because you're competing with every major employer in the area. Nobody has workers. Snelling Staffing in Roseville hires people to work in manufacturing. While GM is not a client, the staffing agency has been struggling to hire for many months even though the jobs pay $14.50 to $17 an hour, said Gail Smith, staffing manager at Snelling Staffing. Often 80% to 90% of applicants scheduled for interviews do not show up, Smith said. Last week, they had 17 people scheduled and no one came. Before the pandemic hit, prompting a boost in unemployment benefits, Smith said she'd get 20 to 30 resumes a week. Now she gets 1 or 2. When Smith calls to ask people why they did not show up to a job interview, she said, "They are telling us they're making an average of $16.05 an hour on unemployment. So why would they work for anything less than that? I've been doing this for 29 years and I've never seen anything like it." In fact, Smith has turned down potential clients seeking to hire her firm to help in staffing because, "We fear we can't help them for general labor. People are not moving right now." The extended unemployment benefit of an extra $300 per week means an unemployed person could make about $660 every week on unemployment. They are saving on costs such as childcare by not working too. The Business Insider found the average unemployment benefit plus the $300 supplement exceeded the weekly minimum wage in every state. The federal minimum wage is $290 per week. That's why Smith does not believe GM's job fair will make much difference in its hiring efforts until extended unemployment is cut off, possibly in September, she said. It used to be that people fought to get into GM, Ford and Chrysler, Smith said. I don't think people are thinking long-term right now. And, if it's easier and affordable to stay home, they'll stay home. But none of that is acceptable to Welter. Flint Assembly needs its 450 temps if it is to continue to run every Saturday, yet give employees adequate time off, Welter said. GM needs these trucks and I won't continue running a schedule that doesn't support my workers and they don't want to do that either, Welter said. We'll do the job fair and we'll take it from there, but we're not going to stop until we get enough workers to take care of it. We gotta figure it out.